this has to be one of the weirdest off seasons in history, right? Because, there was the lockout year, but that was just an NFL thing. That was just kind of going through, and we've seen that in sports and whatever else. But this is totally different. Trying to navigate the football world in the midst of a pandemic, seeing the NBA have to cancel and come back in a bubble, hockey do the same thing, the NFL doing the draft virtually. And I wanted to take this time because training camp starts on Friday. We get to be a little bit normal, at least, beginning on Friday. I wanted to take this time to ask you guys what takeaways you have from this weird off season.
You know what? One of the things that has stood out to me in now just watching all the players that they're back and seeing the videos and seeing some of the photos until we actually get to see them in person ourselves on Friday, which I'm really looking forward to doing. But the thing that stands out to me about these guys is have they worked out hard on their bodies and their conditioning and their physiques in the off season. I mean, I didn't know that Myles Garrett could put more muscle on top of all the muscle that he has, but somehow, some way, he managed to do it. And just even kind of looking at him and Larry Ogunjobi, I've been digging around a little bit to find out, how they transformed their bodies even more than they were before. And Larry Ogunjobi has added 9 pounds of lean muscle mass to his frame. And I think you can tell just by looking at some of his photos from last year, he just looks different. And then Myles, of course, he's always been a workout warrior and a weight room champ, but somehow he even added 7 pounds of lean muscle mass. We know that Baker Mayfield added 4, but just even in looking at, Odell and Jarvis and all these guys, I don't know if it's because one of the things that the Browns did, they required these guys to videotape some of their workouts and send them into the team. So they were held accountable that way. But it just looks to me like they are in way better physical shape than I've seen them in a long time.
One of my takeaways is in this NFLPA negotiation, we've always seen the NFL have control. And I even think with the new CBA, there was a little bit of, it seems like the league won this negotiation. But as they were working through these COVID protocols, we all remember that Sunday when Odell Beckham and Myles Garrett and I think Michael Thomas was involved and a whole bunch of NFL stars. Jarvis Landry was another Browns player who was involved. All took to Twitter and their social media, J.J. Watt, and they all said that they want things to be safer, basically. They all sent out those messages. And I think players are discovering their power. They're discovering their leverage a little bit. The NFL is the league where players have the least amount of leverage because of contracts that aren't guaranteed. They can get cut like that. But the stars, I think, are figuring out, if we don't play or if we're not happy with something, we have these big voices. We have this leverage. You go back to when they made the video when they wanted the NFL to take a stronger stance against social injustice. That was the players taking the lead, and they forced the NFL to maybe say some things they were uncomfortable with saying. And I think player empowerment is going to start to grow. It's been growing a little bit, but I think it's going to continue growing. And I think it's something that JC Treader actually, I asked him about it. I think it's something that he wants to kind of continue to push, is this idea that as players, we've got some power to change things if we want to with the league and with how the league addresses things.
Yeah, pre-COVID, what I'm about to say would have stood true. But I think now in a world that we're living in virtually, quite frankly, the smart teams are going to win, and they're going to win even more. That difference between smart and teams that may be a little stuck in the past or, quite frankly, go through the motions sometimes, that divide is going to completely erode itself. And I think the Browns, quite frankly, land in that smart category. I know they haven't played a game, but just taking even a 2-year look at this, and maybe that's a topic for another time, but I think these next 2 NFL seasons need to be looked at as a whole, because this is going to be unlike anything we've ever experienced. And then as hopefully life gets back to normal, we'll see that product we're used to. But with that being said, the smart teams are going to be able to not only maximize their time virtually, but then find the inefficiencies in rosters and talent that is going to be happening now as the trickle-down effect of no college football season will happen. It's going to make scouting a nightmare. But even this season, we already saw it with the NFL draft, teams needing to be able to formulate draft plans remotely, and then that transitioned into an off-season workout programs remotely, and then it's the start of training camp remotely. And the Browns probably couldn't have been in a better situation than having a 38-year-old head coach, 32, 33-year-old GM, and getting through this with technology, innovation, and efficiency.